Leanne Love here, and in this series we are taking beginners and we're turning them beyond. So we're taking foundational moves and then we're looking at what comes next, what could I do next? And in the last two tutorials, I have been taking moves from my 28-day starters pack over on learn.hooplovers.tv, the foundational moves, and then we've been making them extra. But in this tutorial, we are going to explore how you can create your own variations, or how you can start to shorten that gap where you're thinking, what comes next? And here's a little concept that I play with. So we are going to body storm what comes next after this flipping halo. Also known as a flourish, also known as probably a few other things. Let's break this one down first, and then we'll look at how we can explore what comes next so that we can amplify our flow. I am using a 90 centimeter Polypro 35 inch. You can use whatever you like. Of course, as always, make sure that you're nice and warmed up. And this is a particularly wrist and shoulder focused move. So be very gentle with them. This is not a forceful move. You can create momentum just by sweeping your arm around. So what's going to happen here is the breakdown. This is in my right hand. You're going to bring the hoop out in front of you with your wrist facing up. And as it comes close to your shoulder, but must go above your head, please don't hit yourself in the head, you're going to flip it towards you and then flip it halfway again. This is where you need to make sure that your shoulder is nice and warmed up, and then bring it around to first position again, which is somewhere roughly in front of you. So in front, wrist is up. As it's on its sweeping trajectory across your body, you're going to flip it, like flip everything off the platter. So flip it and then up again and open and swing it back around. So flip, flip, around, flip, flip, around. Now you can loosen that by picking up the momentum just a little bit. So anytime that the hoop has some pace behind it, it's going to lighten a little bit better. But if you need to break it down, flip, flip, around. That's going to make it feel heavier and harder. So make sure that you're giving yourself lots of time to warm up. Okay, so where do I go next? I learn a move like this. I learn any move in isolation, one trick. How do I know what to do next? Here is one concept that you can use when you are body storming and playing. You want to think about or feel into or play with or dance through or flow from one point to the next. But what is the ending point of this move? Rather than trying to think, what's another trick I can do? Is there another trick that fits with this? Have a look, bring the microscope down to where this trick ends. It's kind of back, it kind of does a full circle, as in it comes back to where you started. Now from here, you have so many different directions you could take your hoop. So that is where you start to create variations. I'm going to give you 3 variations, but in this time, you're probably going to come up with a whole bunch more. Here's variation number 1. We do this flipping halo, and then as we come back around, instead of keeping our wrist up, we're simply going to twist it so that our thumb is up, and we're going to do a body wrap or a hoop hug. If you've done my tutorial, I'll leave a link below. So we have then just put 2 moves together, around and wrap. I brought a new technique into it by turning as I put the hoop on my body to do a body wrap. So wrist up, flip, bring your thumb towards your opposite shoulder, keep the hoop not too high, not too low, and give it enough momentum that it will come all the way back around. The second variation, if you watched last week's tutorial, then you will have seen the step through. So why don't we tag the step through onto this flipping halo? I can add the technique or the energy of turning 360 as well, which is a favorite technique. You can do most tricks in a 360, which is a beautiful way to unlock freedom and flow rather than feeling too stuck in the mud. So flip, step, step as you're turning. And there you have put 2 tricks together. You can do a side jump through. So the first one the first variation, we brought the hoop close or the arm close in. The second one, we left it out quite far away from the body as we did a step through. And now this one, we're going to step through or jump through, whatever your preference is, on the side. So we need to keep the arm out to the side and jump through this way. And so all I'm going to do is adjust my microphone and my costume. So wrist up, flip, flip, and instead of coming all the way back around to the front, I'm going to keep my hoop over to the side and I'm going to use the momentum here. It's kind of like a lid swinging or a hinge out to the side. And from there, it's up to you. You could turn towards it and jump in, or you could simply step in and grab it if you choose, or you can do a little jump in, whatever works for you. So as you can see, what I worked with there to shorten that thinking time and think, what trick comes next? I felt into where the flipping halo ended and what other possibilities were in that realm there. I hope that concept you can layer onto many of the other tricks that you are learning, and that it gives you some ideas and expansion to go from beginner to beyond. Don't forget to check out all of the other tricks that we're taking from beginner foundation to beyond in this series. I'll be sharing some more next week and the week after. And if you are, or if you haven't already, done my 28-day beginner starter pack over on learn.hooplovers.tv, you can jump over there. Links below. Big hoop love from me to you.